Hello, everybody. Ken Faulkner, and I'm getting it back into the cases. I'm into the mid-range case. Okay, so we finished off. There's a couple, very long form videos, like over up to an hour, over an hour. And so this time, I know people say, "Yeah, go ahead, take whatever time you want," but this time I'm going to split it up. I'm going to split it up just to see how it goes, and because we still got another case to go through here. So this is my mid range, and this is ranging price wise because it's kind of sorted by price from 100 to 250. So on the budget case, I went from 0 to 50 and then decided I had to take a break or else it would have been over 2 hours. And I went from 50 to 100. So I'm breaking it down now into $50 ranges. So now we got from 100 to $150 values. And it gets to be less and less as you get up with more expensive knives. It kind of makes sense, right? Because, we don't all have a money tree growing out in our yard. Wouldn't that be nice? Or a knife tree, I'd go for that. But anyway, so here we are. We got 18 here. It's more the range that I was getting with those brand battle videos. So we're going to go through them. I'm going to kind of bring this down. So I have a little spot here to show the knives. And we're starting from the lesser expensive on up to $100. So we're starting at $110 with this Banshee from Damn Designs. I did have the Hades in the last set. And yeah, kind of a fan of Damn Designs. I like the different names of the Hades and then the Banshee, right? So we got those, those kind of names. This is an interesting one. I got this one at a Blade Show. They used to be at Blade Show West. They had a booth for the first 2 years I went, I think. Maybe this is the first year I went. And maybe that was the only year that they had a booth. But anyway, I thought that was an interesting. Now, this is before the Cybertrucks. But this kind of reminds me of one of those, one of those Cybertrucks. If you see those, we're in LA here, okay? So LA, there's a lot of those rolling around on the freeways. The first time you see it, it's like, what the heck did I just step into a sci-fi movie? But now it's kind of become a normal sort of thing. But this is kind of an unusual knife for sure. I guess you can call it a Tonto. It kind of reminds me of this guy, the Takray, right? I just showed this one here. This is more of a stretched out version of that blade shape, but it's got a Tanto on the bottom and a reverse Tanto, even though it's small, on the top. But this one does have is almost like a slight little drop here at the front, even more subtle for sure. But anyway, this is kind of a blunt tipped Tonto, right? And I've used this for scraping. I mean, this thing works great for scraping. You don't have to worry about the tip because if you come at this angle and scrape something, you scrape along like that. It works pretty good for that, actually. We're talking about 14C28N, and we're talking about G10 handles. So this is your normal stuff that I've seen from Damn Designs. This textured G10, which is really nice, but it does have chamfering on it. It even kind of molds around the that hexagon, which is their shape. I don't know if that's a special symbol of some sort, but it is kind of cool. It kind of stands out at the pivot on a Damn Design, and then there's their Damn Design symbol with the little horns and the little smile. Looks like some kind of little evil demon. And and 14C on the handle there. Nice stone wash there. Looks really cool with the black. Clip is deep carry. Reversible. You got a filler tab, which is really nice there. And you can reverse it. So it's good little liner lock. Kind of like that inset liner lock. We're Yeah, we got steel liners on both sides, and there's a little bit of milling there to take away some weight on both sides. So it's a cool little design. Feels good in the hand. Good thumb ramp. I really like the thumb ramp on it, and it really works well when you're scraping because you got that thumb to push into. Definitely could be an EDC as well. You got this secondary tip here to do some utility cutting. Not too pokey of a tip, but that's okay. And very reinforced the way this is done. The multi grinds. You got this main grind here, slight belly, not like flat. Flat on the front with its own grind, so multi-grind there, and then the swedge kind of builds into it, giving that really reinforced tip sort of thing. So when you almost feel like you could pry with this thing. You probably can do some light prying with this thing because it is so reinforced. So that's the Banshee. Interesting knife. I kind of like that one. Next one is another one from Dam Designs. This one has titanium on it. So I got this on the secondary. I think I bought this from Stella's Knife the Obsession. And I think that she did an anodize on it. It's got a little wear here, but it looks really good, like a little battle worn sort of thing. I showed the other one before. I really should have had the other one out, because you could see that this is less aggressive of a tip. It's still very aggressive. It comes down really narrow right here. But the other one, which had the G10 handles, was longer, so it had more acute of a tip on it. Big belly looking on here, very nice. Stonewash again, kind of a thing for them, I think. And again, 14C 28N, and great action. Oh, it feels really good in hand. That titanium feels really nice. It doesn't have any texture on it, but you feel like it grips your fingers, like you can actually. It's not slippery, which is really cool. Very nice. And you can really see the chamfering on this one. Just the way that, kind of very battle, like the scratching here and all that. It looks very much like it's been through some apocalyptic war. And I like it. I think it's really cool. Action just feels so good. Nice. Again with the inset liner. Milled. Different one. The other one had holes. This one's got like pockets. Milled out. And then holes on that liner there. So I think this is just the titanium with the pockets. Back spacer. We've got a place for a lanyard there. This one has the G10. The lanyard has a hole through it, but this one's more of a hidden pocket kind of thing. So it's really cool. Very nice. I like both of the Hades because they have different kind of characteristics. So for now, they're staying together in the collection. Next one is a Best Tech. This is the Best Tech Aster, and this is where I was kind of going, okay, I need to get a Best Tech knife. I did show the Operator in the last budget group. This is the one I bought before the Operator. The Operator is the first one that I ended up buying from Blade Bench, but this one I got off of one of the main sites, either Blade HQ or White Mountain or something like that. It's interesting how they got kind of a bolster made out of carbon fiber, and this one kind of looks like burl. It is wood. I think it might be burl, and it's an interesting kind of texture. When I saw it in the picture and then I saw it in real life, I was a little disappointed. It's just kind of, I don't know, texture. It kind of reminds me of someone wearing like a striped shirt and a polka dot tie or something like that. It's just, I wish that this had been just a plain carbon fiber and leave the texture to the wood. But this one has kind of a texture to it as well. So not my favorite in the collection. Could be something I would be willing to sell at one point. We're talking the price on this one is about $116, and I think if I had known ahead of time, I may not have got it. Now it's a fine knife. The action is really good on bearings. Just closes very nice. It drops down, shakes a little bit. It is flipper only, so that is kind of a downside for me. I like the pivot collar. Looks good. Blade is nice, but yeah, it bugs me. Do you have things like that on knives? Even the anodized color and the wood, it just, the colorway is just not doing it for me. So I'd probably put this one out as a little discount job if I end up selling it or whatever. But yeah, it could definitely go. I mean, it fills the hand, flipper only, and if you're fine with that, I mean, some people, that's their preferred method. So I mean, as far as a flipper goes, it snaps out really nice. So anyway, so you can't have all of them be superstars, right? The majority of the stuff in my collection I'm super happy about. There are a few that aren't necessarily a bad knife, but it just, for me, it just doesn't float my boat, so to speak. Moving on to the next one, we got the chop. The chop. I was so impressed with this. I don't know why I don't have more from this company. I really love the look of the blade. I got this thing for Japanese, like katanas and tantos and stuff like that. And the way this hamon is done on this one, and it's a sanmai, and then they got this frosting up here. So well done. This is one of those steels that isn't that common in my collection, the SLD Magic. I think this is the only SLD Magic I have. So that was cool. So this is the North Mountain Blade Chop 2, and it is heavy, because if you can't tell by looking at it, that's a copper, and copper is definitely going to patina, and I love the look of it. It's almost a little too heavy for me, even for me. And the thing is that your balance point ends up, I mean, because there are multiple versions of this, your balance point is back here. And I think that if it was more up here somehow, and I'm not sure how you do it when you have multiple designs with different types of handle materials, you're just going to end up with a heavy in the back knife. But still, I love this knife. Button lock works really nice. So fidgety. Just a beautiful blade. SLD Magic. So this one's not going anywhere. I really like it. Definitely not a deep carry, because you got the screws up here. It doesn't reverse. Nice, what do you call that? With the frag pattern. So, when you don't get a chance to hold them in hand, you really don't know until you get it. But I don't regret getting this knife. It's just unique in a lot of ways because of the copper and all that. I'm a big fan of copper. I don't know why exactly. I mean, it does make a knife heavy. That normally isn't an issue, but in this case, it is kind of out of balance. So it feels awkward in the hand. But it cuts well, does everything. It just feels a little awkward. I mean, but it doesn't mean it doesn't do what it needs to do. The jimping on here doesn't really grab you too much. But it's full size, so it feels good. I love the way that again, looking very Japanese-like, the way that tip is done. So I'm just a big fan of the aesthetics on this one. Whereas, like, this one, not so much. This one, 100%. So, even though I do have nitpicks on both of them, one is a winner and is going to stay. One is on the bubble, and, it could definitely go. Anyway, so next one is a Riot knife. Look at that. Is that a Riot knife? Does that seem like it would be a Riot knife? It's interesting how they've come out. I don't know. I think they have a few more of these. This is the PLXT, or XE, sorry. PLXE. It does have that pivot lock. And I got this one at some show. I think it was California Knife Show. They always have a lot of good Riots there, and they came out. That's where I got the Utility XO that I showed in the budget case. This one is just, the blade is so nice. The handle, it's got kind of that chef's knife kind of thing where the blade is so much lower than the handle. The whole deployment is very, Riot. It is a Chinese company, but got that secondary lock there. That does work. It's not like it's not like the Kershaw where it's just there to make sure you cut yourself. No, that's not what it's really there for. But if you saw that video, you know what I'm talking about. That blade shape, that tall flat, just feels so good. The jimping is definitely happening, and it's not necessarily aggressive, but it does its job in a big way. The pivot, this is one of the best pivot locks I've felt, really. I mean, it just feels like, just like any normal good button lock. This one works really well. Texture on this is so good. This G10, or I think they said it was micarta. Let me double check here. Riot. Okay, so it's Nitro V steel. It's got the pivot lock. And it says micarta, but yeah, I guess it could be micarta. Some of micarta is a little smoother than others. So definitely could be micarta. It kind of feels like G10 in that strength-wise. And it doesn't have that kind of fabric kind of feel to it. But yeah, it's so well milled. I mean, this is a really nice knife. And the price is what really blows me away. At $122 from Riot. I mean, yeah, sure, it's not titanium or anything like that, and it is Nitro V, which is a good steel. But the design of this knife is so good. Reversible clip, deep carry. This noise is gonna get made. Hang on a second, guys. I'm back. I thought I could just leave the window open. It's a little warm here in California. A little bit of a heat wave. We're actually getting some summer. It's been really mild this year. So we're actually getting a little summer right now, and I thought I could leave that open, but then the neighbors started blaring their leaf blowers or something like that. Anyway, I was just drooling over this knife. Big old standoffs here, and the way it kind of swedges down to this thin little slot in the back. That, the blade's like right there, well centered. I mean, just is really quality. With a little bit of adjustment on the materials, dropping that price down, I think it's a great thing. I mean, especially if you're shopping in this range, which is really the sweet spot for me right now. I know there's a lot of people that are still shopping down lower price, and the great thing about that is there's so much available there. But for me, if you can boost yourself up, and maybe even just once or twice into that 100 to 200 or 250, like my mid-range cases, you can get so much knife. It is just really impressive, and you can get something that punches above its weight, like this Riot. So nice. Speaking of so nice, Tempest knives, killing it. So cool. The Jetstream. It does have this little bit of a odd angle there. I think part of the visually is that it kind of ramps up here. So it comes out more straight, and then it kind of ramps up, so it kind of gives it that kind of almost like a boomerang kind of look to it, right? But I really like it. It cuts well. So like just the look of it is a little odd, but that milling is so good. So I think and I know that he did the microjet, and he kind of got rid of that a little bit, and I think some people preferred that, but I really like this. I got this one. I didn't need the microjet. I got the Jetstream. It's awesome. I really like this knife. I got the reverse tucks. It's very cool. Very cool. I mean, KC, I would get every knife he has, but, I just can't afford every knife, really. I just recently have been kind of wondering if I'm, like, really out of my league. Like if you, like, there's that hot girl in high school, and you're hoping you can date her and stuff like that, but you're just not in her league. And some of the knives that I have, and we'll be getting into the more premium stuff, and I just wonder, am I really in that league? Because it's financially, it's kind of hard to justify, and sometimes I just kind of put my hand over my eyes and just push the button, and I just wonder if really, should I be doing what I'm doing? But I do love it. I love it, so I don't know. We'll see how that all pans out over time. If I could actually sell some knives, that would definitely help, because then I'm kind of helping. I think that's such a smart thing that a lot of people do, but I am just so bad about it because I'm like a hoarder, Another knife, a company that I hadn't really picked up much from until like probably, let's see if I can find the date on this. Let's see. This is the Finch Hellfire. Just love that name all by itself. You know, so more recently I've been putting dates. No, it says 2024, so it came after I was giving real specific dates, but it was last year. And last year, you know, I had already been collecting for a few years, and I didn't have any finches in my collection. I feel like I'm, you know, I was just looking at BEDC. He was talking about a Berg Blades knife, and I'm going, why don't I have a Berg Blades in my collection yet? I am slacking, and this is how I get so many knives, and I end up spending so much money. But anyway, very cool look and build. I mean, the fit and finish is awesome on these knives. They tend to be, this is one of the bigger ones I could find, really. And I really like this design. It's so good. Warncliffe blade. A nice fuller, boom, working good. Flipper works good. Action is so nice. Bolsters, I like bolsters. Bolster lock, big win, because you don't have that area here that you're going to be putting pressure on that lock, but you still got that thick lock bar. So yeah, really like this knife. I still haven't gotten a second finch though. The size is what it is. I mean, a lot of them are smaller, you know, and you know, the thing is that if it was a slip joint, this would be a big knife. You know, it's funny how even like with my fixed blades lately, it's been even smaller than this a lot of times, and that's what I'm into. But when it comes to the folders, this is kind of pushing it. This is an EDC, good EDC size for sure. Price range, so we're looking at $139. So when you get up in there, and there's a lot of competition in this arena of this price range, so like around $150, there's so much. When you end up with a little bit smaller knife like this, even though it's so good, I think this is bone handle. Let me double check. Jig bone handle. I mean, it is really nice. I really like this knife, and I'm sure I will. Just kind of waiting for. I kind of searched out a finch to buy. Now it's kind of be more of the next one that comes up and says, "Wow, I really need that knife." You know, so. Anyway, it's a great one. The Hellfire, really like that knife. We got 154 CM, great. I call it a sheep's foot, Warncliffe. I don't know. Call it what you want. If I can remember the name, I'm happy. And like I said, it's about 139 for the finch. Flicking the finch. Love that little saying they have or whatever. You always get those stickers. Kershaw. Man, Kershaw, you know, that's that company you really want to love. And then up until like maybe last year, you just, you know, they're doing all the assisted this and that kind of thing. Now the launches, which I can't really carry here in California legally, or order and have shipped to me, look really cool, and I would love to have a launch one of these days. I really think I will. But anyway, Kershaw just kind of woke up and said, hey, we got like this whole market that we're missing out on with our USA made, which we love in the community. You know, at least a lot of us do. I think even people that really like Chinese knives and buy a lot of Chinese knives still like a USA made knife, especially when they can get it for, this is $139. The Bel Air, it is a thin one, kind of like the Tac Ray. Let's just put those together. Kind of similar. Still have that one out. I've been playing with that one for a while. You know, I got the table here, and there's always something out here to play with all the time. Try to keep it clean, so I have to kind of, you know, put things back every once in a while. The fidgeting on this one, this is the Bel Air, by the way, in case you didn't know. Thin, magnet cut steel. I don't know if this one is aluminum handle. So, but it is USA made, which is so cool. It does have the axis lock. You know, it's a good strong lock. Not my favorite for the detent portion of the flick, but this one does flick out pretty well for an axis. It's got that spring, you know, that's holding the blade in, and it does stay in really well. You don't really get the bounce out or anything like that. The action on the crossbar lock, whatever they call it, at that company, is quite good. And yeah, I mean, not a lot of milling as far as the handle is concerned. A little bit here, a little bit here. But the texture is good, whatever coating they have on here, some kind of anodized or whatever. Just it doesn't feel slick, you know. When I say slick, I'm talking about like the peel ply carbon fiber. You know how that is just so slick in most cases. But this definitely has that kind of chalkboardy kind of feel. Feels really good. Great knife. I mean, it's great value, definitely. So glad I got that one. I knew I had to get it, even though there's so much competition in this area. The Concept knives. It is the Goblin XL, and yeah, I always heard about the Goblin. I can't remember who designed it. It's just been like, it was kind of like an epic one from the early days of my collecting, where I always heard about it, and I wanted it so bad. There's the logo, I guess, of the designer, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head who that is. There's probably somebody who's watching the video who can tell you. Maybe, what does it say here? Marshall Noble. So that's got to be it. Marshall Noble, sorry. Goblin XL, even says the name right there. It's got your concept symbol. I got this one a sweet deal. It was one of those big sales. We got National Knife Day. I didn't even realize it was coming up until, who was it that mentioned it recently on a video? And I'm going, wow, I didn't even see it coming up. And I think Kaiser's already got stuff on sale. Maybe some other people do. But yeah, there's going to be some good sales coming up. And I picked this one up on something like that. There was some event where they were on sale, and I snagged this one. Oh man, that jimping is great. It's a little wide here, so if you don't have big hands, you might feel like I can't quite get my hand around it. It's so XL-y. But yeah, it feels good to me. This flat really is a great choke-up point. This is a really good, even though you don't have jimping up here, you still feel so locked in. You know, if you're not going to slide anyway, you don't really need jimping, right? I mean, here, it actually, when you're pressing on it, it almost like hurts your thumb. It's so aggressive. But back here, you might need it a little bit more if you're going to be pushing like that. The Sharpie choil and the plunge is just, it's interesting how it looks like it ends about here. Yeah, so you got plenty of room there. And it doesn't look like, even if, you know how you get cardboard or whatever caught in there, it's such a shallow one. Certainly not going to put your finger in there, but even if you get it in there, you're probably going to be able to cut anyway, be able to pull it through, because it's not deep. Yeah, feels good here and here because it's nice and flat. There is no flipper tab. It is a front flipper. Let's go through the range of front flipping action to see if it works on all of them. This is the big test. It almost works, and it's particularly difficult for me underneath the camera. So yeah, seems like all three, and this big hole is good. It works out really well. Let's try a thumb flick on the hole. Almost. It's kind of weak for me. Somebody who knows how to do the thumb flick on a hole probably can do it better than me, but anyway, as long as your thumb's in this range anyway, might as well just do it with the front flipper, right? Okay, interesting clip, different kind of clip, nice look, anodized, lots of blue around on the hardware. It's a nice look. I like that titanium, kind of raw titanium with the blue. I always thought that looks good. A little difference between the clip and the hardware itself, the pivot and all that, but it still looks good. Nicely muted and not real stark. Sometimes the stark, differences look good, but this sort of thing looks really nice as well. And I like that blade. It's just a big old wide cleaver-ish looking blade. Okay, Goblin XL, good stuff. Another big one. This was an interesting one that came out. This one is a Demko design, but it's not Andrew Demko. It's John Demko. John Demko Very interesting. And it's not a Demco brand, it's TM. So what is that? Some of you will know. TM. Terra Mundi. See if I have it up there to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Terra Mundi. So it's a part of Beyond EDC. Beyond EDC is a brand out there that has a lot of stuff. It's not really, you don't hear about it as often as you do the Concept or the Kershaws or the Civivis, but they're out there. And then they did this series, M390 steel and titanium. Really cool dark wash titanium. Very nice. Grips really well. Series where they got some designers together and put out some premium stuff. So they went from more of a budget in general. Interesting clip. The look. Not deep clip carry really. But interesting and usable. It works as a over travel stop even, because it kind of in that spot. Although there is a insert, I wonder if it hits the insert. I think the lock bar insert also works as over travel. Not sure. But anyway, so titanium with a steel lock bar insert, drops like crazy. But anyway, Terra Mundi, I haven't really gotten anything else from them or really looked at them that close. But I did get an opportunity to buy this on the secondary, and I jumped on it, and I think it's a really cool blade. And the price, right? Anything in this range is going to be pretty good. We're up at, we're looking at $139.95, so $140 basically. Very cool, big old beast of a knife. If you like big knives, great finger choil. That's definitely usable, comfortable up here, but actually maybe even more comfortable back here, to be honest with you. Sharpening wise, you're kind of right there with the plunge though. You got this big choil, and then you can't really sharpen it so well. But anyway, what's wrong with a smile? It makes you happy, right? No, a lot of people do not like their smiles, but regardless. I think it's a cool knife. I really like this design. All right, moving on. 30 minutes. We're doing way better with this. Oh my gosh, look at that Copperhead. The Copperhead again, Concept. All right, very cool knife. This is my first Concept that I bought. I love this carbon fiber right there. This is kind of slick, but not too bad. I mean, but it is shredded. Man, it's a nice look. I mean, it's not the colorful fat carbon sort of thing, but it is very nice. And good backspacer with probably G10. I think it's G10. Hawk bill in. Look at that hawk bill. Oh, man. Get your thumb up there. Get your finger up there. It is working. Got this little thumb ramp. Nice. It's just a wicked nice. I really like this knife. Very reinforced on the tip. Flat grind. Very nice. Got a good finger choil on this one too. And that one's going to work for your sharpening, no problem. Feels good in the hand. I mean, it is a narrow handle, but it works on this one. It locks in. And it's not so narrow that you don't feel like you can get a good grip on it. I get a great grip on this one. Back here, still got a good spot for your thumb. No jimping. Up here, jimping in this forward grip. And then up here, you're getting up in the front, and you got that good reinforcement. It's just nice. Inset liner lock, which I like. The milled titanium clip is only right hand, but it works. Got some weight reduction on the liners, and some very cool carbon fiber. I think it's very nice. Alrighty. Next, you may not recognize it, but it is a Hogue. It's the Hogue Deca. I got this one, carried it for the longest time with the FRN handles. I didn't mind the FRN handles, weren't so bad, but then I saw that they had some really cool aftermarket scales. I think this original GOAT, if I remember correctly. My memory's, L-Switch. CPM MagnaCut. Yeah, I was excited. $150 for, or 145. Hogue. Yeah, 145 basically. For MagnaCut blade. Of course, there's a couple of MagnaCuts in here. So, I mean, I don't know that MagnaCut is really that much more expensive as steel. A lot of times people will put the Magna Cut on there to boost their price up, but some companies are giving you Magna Cut, which is cool with this dual grind here. It gets more narrow down here with a behind the edge thinner, and then more of a robust edge here. Good swedge. Is Hogue I forget. I know Hogue has their own name for the lock. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, it works well. Even with these new scales, it works very well. Great jimping here. Great jimping here. Just a basic knife. It's got that that bug out kind of size, and yeah, very cool to get some Magna Cut. Looks like you could use some cleaning in there. All right, let's keep moving. Everybody's seen the Deca, right? Oh, wingspan. Waited forever for this one. You know, I've been my last video I was crying and crying and crying. What a whiner over the delivery time. This one took forever, but the great thing about it is I was informed through the whole thing, and I knew that the guy, you know, Loot Tintex from New Breed EDC. He was definitely feeling it too. He was feeling that, all the delays and everything like that. So I knew it wasn't his fault. So I didn't get mad about it. I was informed. I was kept in the loop, and that makes a big difference. Even though it took even longer than the knife coming from China. Well, it was coming from China, but it was also a pre-order. I was glad to get in on it. I thought it was really good for the price. Again, $145. Just great. This. What do they call that? Crystallized. It's not the crystallized titanium, but it kind of looks like it. But it is a carbon fiber, something weave. I think is very cool looking. It's got a great look to it, and this one has that kind of tuxedo. We just went to the what do you call it? Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach, somewhat near here. And saw some penguins, and it's got that penguin kind of look to it. Even on the clip, it's throwing that in there. Nice touches. I love the fact that he's a CAD designer like myself, but of course I don't do knife designs like he does. He's like just awesome. You go on his lives. I'm in there kind of lurking more than anything and kind of watching what he's doing. But yeah, nice stuff. So front flipper works good. Over the top works good. I mean, not over the top, the index. And I know I can hit this. I've done it, but it's harder underneath the camera. So all of that kind of works. I know he had a problem, and you can see it here, that some of the jimping is kind of softer. And that was something that he was battling with them on. I think he got it as good as he can get it. So it's a little bit soft up here, but still works. Still works really well. You know, I can imagine when you got some concept in mind that you want to do. It's got a hollow grind, and then you're just not getting what you want. This one was the last batch that came in, and it's because of the hollow grind. And he came out and said, "Hey, is it going to be later? Do you want to get that hollow grind?" And I said, "Yeah, I want a hollow grind." Lots of different options on this one. Very cool knife. Got that inset liner lock. Good lockup. Interesting clip, very minimalist type clip. Slots in here and everything, but it works fine. It seems very sturdy. It looks like it would be kind of thin and kind of spindly, but I guess it's thick enough this way that it works well. So, yeah, cool knife, wingspan from New Breed EDC. Probably have some out there if you want to get one. I don't know. I haven't looked since I got mine. This is the Spartan Blaze Aster. Okay. Cool look. It reminds me of that one designer that I always have problems with the name. I think it is actually Les George. Oh, good. Thank you, Spartan. Les George. That's who it is. So that kind of thumb ramp, kind of flat off of here with the big jimps, that's a Les George kind of look. And then the front of it kind of looks like a bird or something, but looks like it would really pierce super well. Also Les George. This one does have G10 I think I've seen these with some other material. I can't remember what it was, but I didn't like it as much. I like this G10 one. I think it was carbon fiber, but I think it was like a peel ply or something like that, where it was slick. But I like this one because it does have the milling, and you can reverse the clip, pretty much close to deep carry. Nice clip, very solid knife. Washers, you can tell it's washers for sure. When you go to flick it out, it's not dropping shut. Probably could polish these guys up and get it better. Most often I can get it all the way out. May have to give it a little wrist, but feels good in the hand. Great ergonomics, great thumb ramp here. Definitely can do a lot of stuff with this one. Get up pinching it. Man, it's a lot of noise today, guys. Little relief on the liner lock. Nice. Great detent. Feels good. So that is the Aster from Spartan Blades. All right, so this is that sweet spot. I keep talking about it. You probably know exactly what I'm saying now because I've said it so many times. I got the Faulkner 5 coming up for Blade Show West, so I'm going to go ahead and select. I know I'm at 41 minutes already, and I'm going to push it a little bit longer, but I'm going to select 5 from this this group, and this is going to be in 3 separate groups for the mid-range. The 100 to 150, 150 to 200, and 200 to 250. And from each group, I'm going to pick 5, and then I'm going to put those 5 together in a one video at the end, and I'm going to pick my 5. We won't be starting it until the 1st of next month, not October, August, September, sorry. I don't even know what month it is. 1st of September, we're going to start in the Faulkner 5, so we're going to start picking it from here. So I got to pick. The idea of the Faulkner 5, if you're like new to it, is that I am trying not to buy. I will not buy. Damn it, I will not buy. Although I do think I have a knife that I've already bought that is going to come in during that time. And I told the person I bought it from, I said, hold off onto it. Give it to me when I start my Faulkner 5. Okay, so we'll get into that later. That's going to be a fun one. Ooh, I'm so excited. All right, so we need 5. I'm definitely Riot. It's definitely in there. I mean, it's got to be something that is going to be. I'm going to carry it for a week, and I don't want to get tired of it. So I want something really good. I mean, I want lots of different things about it that are going to make me happy, and maybe it's something I haven't carried enough to really get to know well, and that's part of the fun of the Faulkner 5. We're going to put KCs over there. The Jetstream. We need 3 more. What are we going to do? They're going to. It's funny because this time they're going to the side, right? The ones I'm picking are going to the side. We're definitely not taking the best tech for reasons I've already gone over. Which one do I want? Which one I want? I got 3 more to go. I think I'm going to go for the Bel Air. Man, this really. I mean. You know, we got this Hogue Deca, and you would think that, you know, very similar, you know, but this one is just, the fidgety is very cool. I want to check that out for a week. But the thing is, this is not the final 5, right? I'm going to pick 5 from each of the 3 on this range, and then we're going to go take the 15 and break it down to 5. I think I've done the Copperhead on a Faulkner 5 before. So that kind of disqualifies it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the Hades. I just flicking it out a couple times here. Man, this is a nice knife. It really feels good. The weight, you know, this has got weight to it. You know, kind of like the Chop 2, but it's the balance on it is just is good. It may be a little bit back heavy, but it feels, and it's not as heavy, but it feels right. It just feels really good. So that's over there for the 5. I'm doing kind of quick, guys. 1 more. So what do I want to do for 1 more? Do I want to go XL? Man, that thing pops. I think I might have done this one on a 5 as well already. I think so. I'm pretty sure. So that kind of disqualifies that. I should be able to. Yeah, I don't see anything that says it. Wow, this last one's a little hard. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we going to let the finch get in there? Really see if I want to get myself another finch. Feels good. I'm doing the finch. All right, there we go. So these guys are the candidates for the Faulkner 5 for Blade Show West 2025. The first 5. There they are in all their glory. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Enough talking. I at least kept it under an hour. But we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Even if I split it up more, it just means it's going to last longer. It's going to go into the Faulkner 5 month. We're going to have lots of content because, man, you know, it's not only do I have this case and then another case, I have other cases that I have things in. I have drawers I have things in. I have areas where I have stacks of knives. It's just a bunch. It's a bunch of knives. Crazy. Anybody keeping track? It's over 350 knives. It's a lot of knives. So here we are, guys. Moving on through the mid-range. This is part 1. Part 2 coming up in the next couple of days. I do have another knife probably for tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow's Thursday. So Friday is bees. So I'm going to be not doing a video. So probably Saturday will be the next part 2. So stay tuned. I will see you on the next one. Bye.